Bonus episode!
All right, welcome back to Silver Screen Cynics, and this is actually a little bonus episode. We meant to add this in our last episode, but it ran a little long, so we just chopped it off, and we're gonna go ahead and put it out as a little bonus for you. So in this episode, we're gonna discuss what major blockbuster would we want to see made 5 years from now. It's just like a dream blockbuster.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What would be?
If we had unlimited amounts of money and as a studio runner, and we could just greenlight whatever we felt like.
Yeah. So I'll go first.
Okay.
I think 5 years from now, it would be great to see a sequel to the movie Cabin in the Woods.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. So Cabin in the Woods, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, it is a great movie, and you need to see it. You stop listening right now and go see it. But that's
quite the spoiler.
Yeah. Oh, he spoiled it. He said I had to see it. Now that fact was ruined. Basically, more than meets the eye. It was marketed as what we're supposed to see, is in, oh, it's a haunted cabin, like your stereotypical cabin in the woods, like what it's called. But what we didn't see was we had this like sort of Truman Show thing going on where these people were just, manipulating the scenario like it was a horror movie, and it had some great humor to it. So there was this big twist, and they were doing it for a reason. They had to do this to appease this like ancient god or ancient giants in the ground. And the main characters decided in the end that they weren't going to do it. They weren't going to play their game. And the movie ends like game over. And the last thing you see is this massive hand coming out of the ground and smashing everything. And it's just like, the whole movie is just like, what did I just see? This was insane. This is not what I thought I was going to see. So that was a great movie, and it'd be really interesting to see a sequel. So there would be two different ways you could do it. First way, they could show these monsters, them coming out of the ground. It would completely turn into a movie that it really wasn't supposed to be, and that wasn't the point. So we're not going to go that route. We're going to go the other route. This route, don't really know how it would go. That's why we'd bring back Josh Wheaton and the same director. What's his name?
Drew Goddard. We bring back Drew Goddard, and they would basically build on another layer of this sort of like more than meets the eye thing. Like it could be yet another sort of simulation, maybe a grander scheme. I don't know, but it would be basically the genre, the kind of horror, but kind of meta and self-aware and funny, dark comedy element. So, I mean, if they got Drew Goddard and Joss Whedon back together to write, they would come up with something that would be just amazing. They made something so unique with the first one.
Yeah.
To see them back again for another take on it, I would totally pay to see that.
Be good. So that's my pick.
Nice. I like it. All right, for mine's a little more complex because it requires a TV show beforehand. Now, 5 years from now, what I would like, since Game of Thrones it just achieved so much fame, and it's kind of set a new standard for television. I would love to see after that them do The Witcher in a HBO series. Yeah, because the books are pretty good, the lore is incredible, and it's just such an awesome world. And of course, the character of Geralt is awesome, and his whole story with Ciri is really, really good. And of course, the games, especially the third one's like my favorite game of all time, one of them, anyways. And
so amazing.
Yeah, to see that kind of story with
to all the political ins and outs. I mean, it really is similar to Game of Thrones, where just there's so much involved with this world. Except you're mainly focused on one character. You can't do it in one movie. That would be a disservice to the whole thing. So you do like the whole series on HBO, and this is similar to what George R.R. Martin wanted to do with Game of Thrones, which is have the entire series wrap up with a feature film. And that's exactly what I would do with The Witcher. I don't know how it would end, but it would have to be just ultimate production. Just toss in all your money, and you're kind of banking on the fact that it was a successful TV show, so everyone would go pay money for it. And I would just love to see a big climax in the theater 5 years from now. Just thinking about it has me so excited.
Yeah,
It'd be good.
that'd be cool. I ever since I started playing the game and I recently finished it, I would just kept thinking about who who could star as Geralt in a movie. Like who would be the best person for the role?
Oh goodness.
And it's just that's so hard because there's so many options. You
Oh
know,
goodness. Uh, just off the top of my head, I would say someone like Mads Mikkelsen. Like,
Mads Mikkelsen.
he was the villain on Casino Royale,
Oh, huh. Yeah, and
but
yeah,
the only problem is he would have to be American, maybe,
yeah.
because Geralt is. Well, I guess they wouldn't have to make him American.
Man, that dude's ugly. Sorry.
Oh yeah, so is Geralt. So
Garrett's pretty ugly. Oh, I had there was two people I had in mind that would have been good for Geralt. It's is one who would never take the role, but it's kind of fun. Daniel Day-Lewis would be
ooh,
would be really cool, but he would bring more character to the role. I don't know. Or that or you wouldn't take it because it's like he's too much of a straight shooter. I don't know. That just seems he looked I think I did it on looks. Like
yeah.
he looked like he would be pretty bad A. But also probably the person that looks the most like him would be Anson Mount, who is the main character from the TV show Hell on Wheels.
Ah,
He looks exactly like he looks exactly like him.
yeah.
He fits I feel like he fits the age range. Besides his obvious hair, you would probably want him to look like he's in his mid 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't want him too old, but definitely not too young.
Yeah, he
So,
does. He does look it for sure.
yeah. Yeah, he's just like that sort of that stone cold mean look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's got a quite the cool name.
Yeah. Anson Mount. He looks awesome in Hell on Wheels, and then you see him out on like some red carpet. Then he's like, oh man, he looks like a goober. It's like you. It's like, oh, can you please grow your beard back? You know.
Oh
But
goodness.
anyway, yeah, that would be really good. So
Yeah,
good idea.
yeah, you as well. Let's put
Mm-mm.
that out there. Let's call our agents.
Yes, Witcher. Anyway,
All right, that was our show. Thank you for listening.
tune in next time.
That's right. You all have a good week.